In the first map of the semifinal, we got destroyed 16-0 against MOUZ Sports on those 2. We got beaten so hard, and I'm not gonna show anything from that match because it would be kind of useless for me to explain how we just got wrecked. But one thing I will tell you is that after that map, we went outside, and in a team, you can kind of feel, do people mean what they say? And everyone was just like, let's move on, guys. This map, we just got wrecked completely. It doesn't matter. It's better to lose 16-0 than 16-14 because then you're gonna be more tilted. No one was tilted. No one hang on to all the bad rounds we lost. Like, we just reset our brain. We focused on the next map. That made a huge difference. Felt like in this team, we had such a good team environment. Everyone would die for each other. Everyone would do what is needed for the team. And I just wanted to tell you this little story. Because I think that was a really cool moment I remember when we were standing outside. We start off with the pistol round here, and this kind of shows some nerves because there was a lot of weird stuff going on in this pistol round. Obviously, Robs is just peeking in. We are getting control mid now and information, so I'm rotating towards B here. They're about to execute B, and we are 3 guys B, so we are feeling pretty good here, and Nego is coming right behind them. I'm touching the flash and getting 1-for-1 here. And this situation is kind of good. We're baiting for Kjabi. Icy is just baiting and Nico is coming right behind here. At this point, obviously, it ends up in a 2v3 and now 2v2. This is where the kind of nerves kicks in. Like, this fight is kind of funny. But also later on here, like, we are saying right now that they're planning first box and Velle is just like... not even looking. I don't know what happened here, but he was so focused on the guy Coils. I don't know if he thought there was only one alive or what happened, but it was kind of funny. And Snacks obviously killed 3 guys here, but he does a pretty big mistake by peeking here. Like, we have no kit, he have lots of time, but sometimes that's what happens when you kill 3. Then you wanna like play it a bit risky and play it cool. Against MOUZ Sports, we didn't really prep so much because we were looking at them and we felt like they were pretty unpredictable and we didn't really have a good read about them. So we focused more on just playing our own game and to our own strengths and then try and anti-strat ourselves. So we were like thinking about what tactics would they be ready for when they have seen us. But then at the same time, most of it was just a gut feeling, like what tactic to use when and so forth. It's kind of funny to look back at these matches because there's so much weird stuff going on. Obviously here we had a plan to double nade and then Kjabi and Icy had a double nade afterwards, but they mess up the utility here and it's kind of funny to see throughout the match how much utility we actually mess up. And it still happens in pro teams as well. But anyway, we kind of stacked 4 guys A here. They made a lot of noise and Christier obviously got under the roof here and got wrecked. And we re-aggress mid here. Velle makes a really nice play, just strafing behind the Molotov, getting 2 kills. And it's super OP to do this, especially with MP9. And we just kept making it uncomfortable for them, so they had no chance in this round. But yeah, nice utility. Just an anti-ego again here, 3-0 and a pretty nice mow down and Velle being back up afterwards. Our anti-egos were very clean here from the start. In the start of the round, we took banana with the car smoke, which I also did against Navi, and we got all the control. Afterwards, we did a mid setup. It's not really what I want to show you guys, but this would have been great if they went mid, because we would just be 4 guys there to destroy them, and I have B alone. But what I want to show you guys is my thoughts here on banana when I'm soloing with the AVP. I was pretty good at this. And at this point they are molotoving wood, so I kind of understand that they just want to clear slowly. They get into China, so I decide to flash and kill the over. And I know at this point they are probably China and wood. And in general it would be kind of a risk to do this, but you know, my feeling in this moment was exactly what was happening. They were chilling in China and I could get the orb and get away without dying. I had a pretty good match on this Inferno, I'm not gonna lie, and in this round we are just waiting and seeing what the enemies are doing, and then we are taking banana delayed. I decide here to call to stack B because I feel like I just had a gut feeling that they were gonna come banana. And right now they are obviously taking control on A, they are taking mid control, smoking long and getting everything. But we still hold on to it. They still have a pretty good situation here in pit with 2 guys, and if they retake banana, which they're about to do with 3 flashes actually, then we stand perfect. And I luckily get a double kill here. Snacks gets around CT, and the guys from pit luckily called here that CT was open. They could have been long, and I was ready for him. So this was a perfect executed round where the call was perfect, the setup was perfect, and the communication was perfect from the A guys. And it was a comfortable round. This round they semi-forced, they have AVP, AK, and I decide to stand in an off angle. The guys are doing a pit setup, and I get a pretty easy kill on Oscar here. He just peeks and I get an easy kill. I decide, and this is in general really good for AVP players, shoot one place, rotate to another, so you're all the time unpredictable. Valde takes my position because I call him too. I say that I will go short, hold long Valde, and they fail the Navi smoke, which is pretty lucky. But here you can just see that Snacks have no idea that I'm holding short with open. He's just running into my crosshair. Nico also get an easy kill long, or apps I mean. So this was a very easy round, and yeah, just good communication, good team play, and obviously they made some mistakes here. The score is 10-2, and obviously we begin to lose rounds here, but we actually have a very comfortable situation here. We get banana control, we can stack towards A, the guys are doing a pit side setup here, and MOUZ is getting ready to do a app swap here. We are 4 guys A, and we feel pretty good here. Valde gets his first kill, and everything is good here, obviously. Oscar gets a kill on Kjaerbye, but we are still in a nice situation. We have 2 guys side and 1 guy pit, but MOUZ does it very well here, and it's what I wanted to show. Oscar smokes side, so Nico get excluded in pit. The side guys can't do anything because Oscar is holding right side, and then he does an amazing kill on side as well. So MOUZ did a very good call here. I think it was from Oscar. He did a mid-round call. I will smoke side, kill pit guys. And sometimes people will, you know, just especially on lane in chaos situation, they will just run, and then they would have just died because we had a good setup. But they waited, they played the situation great. Oscar made a great call here, or whoever did. One thing that was very nice that Ave made was a program where he would code in so you could see how much percentage this player plays in what position. So it would say like, for example on overpass, it could say like barrels 40%, or yeah, different positions. And then you can see like what positions are the enemy using the most. And back then there was not really any like websites with this kind of stuff, and so I felt like we were in front in some cases, and it was really nice when you had a match. For example, the semi-final, we played the semi-final and the final on the same day. Then you could go in and just look at these percentages instead of like watching a whole match. Obviously we were playing against Astralis in the final, so it didn't matter too much because I had watched like 100 demos of Astralis, you know. But in general that was a really nice thing to have, and in a lot of matches it helped us, because I would always say, like when we were doing an execute, I would say watch out here, you know, because this position the player were most likely to use. And we used it quite a lot, and I always had it in the back of my head. So that was one thing that Ave had that really was really nice, and the fact that he could make it is just was just insane. It could also have been one for the dead. We lost the pistol and we decided to force this tactic you have seen against Navi, where we did the fake with the 3 smokes here. This time we are doing it a bit different. So we are doing decoys first to take utility from them, also just to make them think what is going on. It was Valde that called this actually to do decoys before. Then I just do a fake flash banana. Obviously here Chris J have the information that we're not through, so he could have made a push. But this is where lane comes in. Sometimes it's you don't feel like taking this risk because it can lose you the round. But anyway, MOUZ is very ready for this tactic, but they don't really have a chance. You see, like the tactic is so coordinated well. The flashes are coordinated, so if he will peek, he will get blind. And Valde just gets 3 easy kills here. And Valde loved to do this tactic because he always got out and got so many easy kills. Killing the guy in pit, then going on the one way at pillar. and so on. And also when we did it in buy, we would double Molotov side after we had pit, and they would have no chance to be anywhere. So this tactic really worked wonders. I wonder how good it would do nowadays. I don't think it would do as good, but I honestly still, because at this point people were really trying to counter this tactic from us, but we still kept winning it because we knew how to react if they Molotoved, if we had to wait, if we should go fast. We had different running patterns and so on, and we felt so good in this tactic, and it worked so well for us. So let's see, maybe I should bring it back if I get back on a team, try this tactic again. I just want to show you guys a trick. It's called MSL trick here. You just molo T-spawn so your teammates cannot get out, and it's very nice. I don't know what happened here, but it was kind of funny, and I remember that we kind of laughed about it. But actually we end up losing this round, not because of the Molotov. Oscar did a crazy shot on Icy, and this round just kind of melts out. Another anti-ego. Let's see if we can win this one. We got banana control, we are taking mid. Everything is good. It's kind of funny to see that I'm just taking the smoke there and not afraid of anything. It's kind of noob. I can understand why I was a noob back then. But this was a great call by me. There are 4 guys A. I decided to call a spawn. I just got a feeling at this point, you know, sometimes you just go with your gut. And this one, it paid off. Even though Sonny gets 2 kills here, we still have a very good situation. 3 versus 4, and we have hold B side. Obviously he should not get 2 kills there, but sometimes it happens, you know. Anyway, they decide to save, and so yet again we lose an anti-ego here. We started off obviously with Neko dying here to a scout. Pretty nice shot by Chris J. And Robs with an insane deagle as well. Obviously this is just insane shots, but at the same time it's probably not risk you should have taken in an anti-ego. And I should probably have called people not to, or Nego not to peek on this wood, but sometimes you also just have to give confidence to your players and let them do what they want to do, you know. But obviously in this anti-ego, it's probably not so, it's not such a big payoff, and it's not worth the risk. And we lost so many anti-egos actually. Looking back on this, it was kind of crazy. So at this point it's 13-10, and it's honestly beginning to become a bit of a struggle. We were leading 10-1 and we had a really comfortable lead and felt good, and they are beginning to get momentum. So at this point you are beginning to feel a bit scared of losing, but you have to keep focus on each round. Obviously here we go for brute forcing banana. We are just trying to catch them off guard, flashing behind car for me, and we go 1 for 1 here. Unfortunately it's not the end. We get caught off by Sonny just peeking, and but the good thing here is that Isaac goes out on a flash and Valle takes control long as well. And this situation is pretty good because we kind of know that they are 2B here because they had to come and help Sonny when we killed first guy. And Valle gets the guy CT, and at this point it should be an easy round. We are 3 versus 1 on A side, and Robs decides to play in the motor smoke here. He did a pretty good play because it caught us off guard, and he gets like 2 kills here. But luckily we have Neko the savior, guys. Let's see this. A pretty straightforward clutch, but it was a great clutch, you know. He had to get it done, and even though it should never end up in this clutch, it was nice that he saved it, because if we lost that one, it would have become very, very rough. The score is 14-10, and now is a really important round because we have so little utility and money. I get a crazy first shot. I don't know if I saw Chris J here or what happened. I feel like it was just kind of feeling shot. And at this point, I feel like there are gonna be 2 guys towards B and only 2 A. So I feel like a short reaction, and I just call us to do a short go where we just smoke long fast and we just go short. Oscar gets a kill from side here, but we kill the pit guy and gets the revenge on Oscar. And basically the way we are doing this is just smoke close long, smoke moto, and doing pop flash. We call it a key flash, where you basically just stand right here and you aim at the wire with the leaf, and then it bounces on the balcony and bounce right here, so they get blind side and they get blind whole pit here. And this way is a really good reaction, especially if they are only 2A. So it was a great call and great execution by everyone here. Score is 15-11 and I decide to call a B rush here, which was kind of a bad call. And Oscar or Christier shoots one through the wall here, and we kind of abort it here. What I wanted to show with this round was how Kjaerbye was entering, and this was one thing that I really think he did well in this tournament. Like, he was never afraid to go first, you know? Like, a lot of times people can bait or do some stuff, and this flash is key. Like, the first box flash is key because this guy gets completely blind by this flash, and Kjaerbye gets an easy kill and a second nice kill. Unfortunately, we couldn't go with him because the Molotov came in time, and me and Valde was already low before that. But this was great by Kjaerbye, and he was really not afraid of going first, which makes it so much easier in a team in general when everyone can go first at any time. But yeah, he was doing a lot of intro work at this event because I was AVP, and he did it very well. Unfortunately, we lose this clutch actually. We kind of give them too much space, but at the same time we are low and we have the wrong people with the wrong guns here. We actually got all the way to 15-14, and thinking about that, we were leading 10-1 and we were losing like 3 anti-egos. This match is obviously very crazy and we should never be close to losing this game. This round I decided to call a B execute because they had begin to play very passive on B, and I felt like if we could just do a B execute, we would own them. Obviously, it actually doesn't go so well because Christier just gets 2 kills here, but they honestly don't stand good. Like, Snacks was CT and Christier was a lone triple. Anyway, we end up in a 2 versus 4. Nico gets the first kill here, and I just have to say thanks to Kjaerbye and Nico for winning this one, because if we lose this one and get into overtime, it can get very messy. When we have had such a lead, we feel like we threw this away, you know. Everything can happen in an overtime, and just think about that. If we didn't win this round, we could maybe not have won the whole event, you know. So it's just crazy to look back and see some of these rounds and also see how much they mean. Nego gets a great first kill here. Kjaerbye baits from triple. He's kind of lucky that he don't die from the AWP there. Nego gets the next one, and at this point it's just about playing time. Obviously Kjaerbye should have peeked when Nico was dying, but anyway, Robs don't have any time to defuse the bomb, and Kjaerbye did kind of the right thing, and Nico and him played it perfect there. So that was really good that they saved that one. Let's go further on to MOUZ now. Just to say, like, some of these situations when you're listening to me, it sounds so easy, like, oh, we just stacked A, or like all this kind of stuff. But one thing you have to remember is that we are sitting in a stadium with a lot of people watching. We want to win this tournament. We are in a semi-final. You have a lot of emotions, fears. There's so much going on, you know, and you can at times be afraid of losing. Oh, we just lost this. There's so many things. You're going through a roller coaster of emotions. So to call a stack or to call the right tactic at the right moment can really be hard on the stage. And that's where the difference between POCs and you know, online games and so on, it's a lot easier to be confident and do things as you think there, but it's really different when you're sitting on a stage like this and at a big event. So that's where the best players shine, I would say. And the pistol round on MOUZ, the third map of the semi-final. We are doing the old school pistol, boys. The old school pistol with the smoke shot here, double smoke, both sides of Edward, and 4 flashes out, and we are just going out together. The flashes are obviously designed to make them blind everywhere, and we get the side. I kind of want to bring this back, this tactic. If I go on a team again, it's time to bring it back. Sometimes the old tactics just work really great after some time, and I think that it would now as well. Guys, we have talked about anti-egos. We lost so many on Inferno, and this time we do an anti-ego where we are doing the same smokes on short as in the pistol, but we are faking it and walking underground. And in general, honestly, faking in anti-ego can be very good in general. We had a lot of success with it. But this time around it didn't pay off. Kjaerbye got caught off guard, and Nico died on B side, so now we are in a 3 versus 5, and it's pretty hard because they are both Rainb and Palace. I don't know why they didn't peek. I got the plant, but in the end they win this round. It was just to show how many anti-egos we lost this game. It's kind of mind-blowing looking back. But these guys was also very good on the pistol, like Robs, and yeah, they also have some good scout players in Oscar and Christier, but still lost way too many. So this round is really important for us. We don't have too much money and we need to get the momentum back. We just lost a round on A by faking B and going A, and we had won 2 rounds on B prior to this, so I felt like they were most likely to do a stack towards B or be more ready towards B. So at this point we just took mid control, and the plan with this was to split A slowly. The guys are just walking up through the con smoke and trying to cut them off guard while we are still pressuring both ramp and palace. And they are in a pretty tough situation right now because we basically have everything, and at the same time Nico is also lurking short here, can help Icy with jungle, and they can basically only come from CT, and I'm just planning. We are getting everything, and this situation is so favorable for us. If you get all mid and at the same time have one guy ramp and one guy palace, they are so boxed in on A side and can't really do so much. So this was a great round from us, and obviously very nice that they gave us so much control. They didn't have good weapons, so they kind of had to do something aggressive, like on the sides or something like that. 3-1, and it's the last round that they really have a buy here. I decided to call kind of a default here, take it slow. Unfortunately, Christier goes aggressive and kills Kirby here. It's not really so good, but we have a 4v5 here. And we get the mid control. I decide to just make a YOLO play here. We have a guy palace and we just flash through. I take jungle and the other guys need to go bench. And at the same time, Icy is pouncing on palace. And this is what is really good about a split, is if you can get palace guy to peek out at the same time as we are coming up here. Obviously, this is very well known, and probably we wouldn't get away with a play like this nowadays, because people will have better setups. They will be like close range, maybe holding Icy and just killing him and stuff like this. But obviously you can still caught people off guard, but not the same way as back then. So, but this was a really important round either way. I told you, the same as in the pistol, bring back this old school tactic. We smoke window and we just do the B execute again as in the pistol. This tactic is awesome and we need to bring it back. We obviously had very set flashes, so they would be blind both Edward and backside, and everywhere we get out and we get the revenge going. We have a 3v3 and everything is pretty good for us. It's honestly fun to see how much we use this tactic in this game, and it paid off. I really want to see someone use it again. See if it can work. I think it can work. I think it can. Anyway, the time goes out and we win the round here. Pretty hard to retake B. So another round where we take it a bit more slow. At default we smoke top mid and window. Top mid smoke is without gaps, so we can't get killed from short, and we are doing flashes so they get blind here. So we are basically taking no risk, and Kirby is chilling in underground. At this point we know they smoked underground, so we are just waiting. Kirby sees the guy in con and he gets blind and he gets a good entry here. I decide to call back the guys to do a pop together. Obviously we didn't know that Snacks had all this information, but it doesn't really hurt us because at this point we are pretty good. Obviously if there were 4 guys instant it would be pretty hard, but I'm smoking jungle, flashing for the guys. Icy is molotoving shadow and we are just clearing everything. We also molotoved sandwich, so they can't really play so many places here. Icy also cleared default, and at the same time Kirby is lurking, so we took a lot of attention for him and he just gets a freebie, and we get the side and the round pretty comfortably here. And it's a great thing. You also actually see this nowadays in Pro CS, exactly this, like 2 guys ramp, 1 guy palace. You molo shadow, you flash over, and you just go together and revenge. And then you maybe have 1 guy lurking, and we already did it back then. But this is a great thing to do together and hard to hold because the AVP gets blind. And then he needs to re-peek towards a AVP player that is holding him, so he can't really do anything. If he's shadow, he gets moloed. If he's here, he gets moloed. So only place he can really be is fire and default, which is pretty rough, because at this point we could also have mid, because we smoked top gun, we smoked window and had everything. I also wanted to show you guys how not to execute, because we kind of messed this up a lot. We were doing the A execute at 7-2 here. Everything is moloed. The plan is to molo everything out. Kiabi decides to fail a molotov here. So it's basically burning where I need to go and plant. So this is pretty tough and we just get screwed, you know. Nowadays you're doing these smokes and then afterwards you smoke top con and flash and take control so you can plant without them spamming. And we also had this back then but never got to do it here. There was nothing special in the pistol round, we just got wrecked. Nothing special to show. This round is the first weapon round and it's a really important round. I decide to pick Palace while Icy is holding my ramp and Kiabi playing around connector. We also have Nego and Ladder here. And this round doesn't start well. I don't know how Chris J saw him there, but we got screwed. Kiabi also got caught off guard. But luckily Icy gets 2 kills here. Me and Icy is kind of screwed at default here. We have one guy ramp, but the good thing is that we have the bomb. Well, they have a fight going on here and wins it pretty comfortably. And I get the kill on Oscar ramp. Obviously a bit of an overpeak here. I should just have chilled a bit because now I jeopardized the round here. But luckily Velde wins it. But this round was a 3v5 and we ended up winning. And just in this round you can really see a lot of mistakes, right, from everyone, including myself. But yeah, it was great. We turned around this 3v5 and honestly we were struggling a bit here also in the next rounds, as you will see. We lost the next weapon round and honestly right now we are really in a bad situation. It's 11-9 to them. We have no money. We have to have 2 ecos if we lose this one. Luckily we have like 2 M4s here and we are doing a kind of a B stack with boost short here. This round, if we didn't win this round, I think it would have been very hard to win this game, to be honest. But this gave us obviously momentum. And we were kind of lucky that they went B here. And they were doing it so slow. Just look at this. This is like... I don't know if it was a mistake that they Molotov balcony, but it really screwed them up. And they just keep staying here, you know. No one wanna go out. Everyone just chilling here. Like, the only one running out is Snacks. And this is also a key thing. Like, sometimes on teams, like, 1 or 2 guys just need to go out. Even though sometimes if they die, it will... create space for the other guys. Obviously Snacks did it here, but everyone else just kept standing. And we were obviously also stacked. So in general it was not a good call, but this also shows that like if you're just standing and trying to bait a bit or like wait, then it's probably not gonna end well. And this was one of the things that we were really good at. Like people were ready to run and die for each other when it was needed. But yeah, this round was so key, I think, to us winning this map, because it gave us a lot of momentum. And obviously it also tilted them. And actually at this point we called a timeout right after they lost this anti-eco round. We just lost a weapon round to a split A where I was holding deep B apps. And I decided to call again that I'm gonna hold B apps alone here so we can stack towards A. The guys are doing an under shadow setup here where they will smoke the molo and one guy will die for the other if they come. And Icy is at the same time baiting from CT. Nego is playing around jungle and I have deep B apps here. I felt like they were gonna go A again, so I took the risk here and I feel pretty comfortable on B. Even if they would go B, I felt like I will kill them, you know. This round is so key for this match. It's 12-12. The team that lose this round will not have any money. So it's really a deal breaker of this match. So let's see what happened. They are going up. Jungle here of connector. Kiabi gets a good spray down on 2 guys here. Nego gets 1 guy in jungle. And now the situation is under control and they save. So this was a great setup for us. And obviously a good spray down by Kiabi. It's not a lot of times you will get 2 in that position. Obviously MOUZ kind of also did a mistake to... go with the back and so on, and they waited out the smoke here before they went, so they had to worry about jungle. I'm not sure like what was going on there, but at the end it was so key for us, so I'm just grateful for that. They did a pretty shitty force where they didn't really have so much weapons, and we won it quite comfortably. So at this point it's 14-12 and they have to have full eco, so we are in a very good situation now. You can smell the victory, and they decide to pop out A. I get an easy double here, thank you, and get the guy Palace. So everything is under control and it's looking very good for us. 15-12 match point of the semi-final, and I decide to call a B stack again, or a stack again, where I will go B. They will go more towards A because I feel like we are very comfortably in this. Icy gets a great opening here, which obviously gives us the round. This Molo is pretty cool, hitting the lamp going into kitchen, so I clear it. And then I just have everything deep and the guys can play 4 towards A. Velde smokes short off here, and at the same time Nico and Kjabi is doing a bait setup for each other. Again, if you saw the Navi video, this was something we were really great at, setting up each other, making bait setups, playing together, and communication. Like, it's for sure one of the best teams I have had, or it is the best team I have had in terms of team play, communication, and like willing to do everything for each other. Obviously here it kind of goes wrong into a 3v3, but we still had a great setup. And at this point I'm short, so I got a free kill. Ice is playing around fire and I shoot one guy through the smoke as well, and everything is under control. And that's how we won the semi-final, which was... This match was so chaotic. Like, there were so many anti-aggro and force rounds that either team won. Like, we also won a lot of forces, they won a lot of forces, and it was so messy. But luckily it went our way, and this match was for sure the hardest one, I feel like, at this tournament. It was against MOUZ for sure. The next video will be against Prime Astralis. They had their era going and we beat them in the grand final of DreamHack Stockholm. I'm gonna show you how, and the overpass game is probably my best game as a professional player when you combine in-game leading and fracking. Make sure to subscribe, like and comment down below also so you can see the next video, and thanks for watching.